Hello students, you are welcome to today's class. Today's class is going to be the continuation of animation, but today we are going to be studying up and down and back and forward movements in animation. Remember the last class we had, we studied animation, but the structure that was necessary for animation. This time around, we are going to be proceeding to write out the code for basic animation. So we are going to be looking at back and forth motion, and we are going to be looking at up and down motion using the keyframes. We are familiar with the structure changes that we made in our code. As we moved, remember we moved from what? Inline code to block code. From inline code to block code. Let's write that down to remind ourselves what it is. We moved from what? Inline code to block code. From inline code to block code. We moved from inline code to block code. From inline coding to block code. Or we can say from inline styling to block styling. Is that clear? From inline styling to block styling. Okay, so far so good. I'm going to write a code now to remind us of our rectangle generation code, the previous one followed by the new one, and then from there we'll see how we are going to proceed. Okay. Our original code involves us creating divs. Do we remember? We open tag and then we close tag, right? And then inside this tag we would have written style. But we left that, we changed that, and we created something new. How we are going to, inside this place now, create what we call class. So here, our class will be equal to rectangle. So anything that we want, any feature, any design, any structure we want to give to this rectangle, and assuming rectangle, because as things like this, it does not exist, it won't show anything in your editor. But the thing is, we want to give it some features, because we want to move it from where it is to where we want it to be. We have defined a rectangle as our class, meaning that in our editor, we are going to put everything that has to do with our design into the class rectangle in our style tag. So let's create the style tag. In standard HTML, this will be positioned in the header. So when we get to the topic where we are doing full HTML structure, we'll be looking at the style tag. Is that clear? Alright, so here we will start gradually. Remember, I said in the last class, when you are creating classes, anything that you are going to call as class, when you want to create it in style, you must start with a dot. The dot is what gives you the connector that allows you to call class. Is that clear? So now, rectangle is a class. It means I need to create that class in style so that it can be called into the div. So we have dot rectangle. Is that clear? Dot rectangle. Now in dot rectangle, we are going to open curly braces, and in between those curly braces, we are going to write everything we want to write, our entire code structure. Alright, the first thing we know is background color. Background color. And if we remember how to write that with our colon and semicolon, background color here, we can go for red. Okay, what is the next thing? If we remember, we would also write what? We would write width of whatever it was that we wanted to design, width, and here our width 200px, which I like to use popularly for those who have been following our classes, and height, which I also like to use popularly as 200px. So in both cases, we have our background color, red, our width 200px, our height 200px. This should give us a classic rectangle in the text editor. So let's copy this text. Let's copy that. Ctrl A, Ctrl C. Yes, I've done that. And let's paste it in our text editor to see the difference. Okay, so we're going to be pasting this inside our text editor, and then from there we will move. Okay, so look at it. Can you see? We've created a red rectangle using block styling. Simple and straightforward. We created a red rectangle using block styling, simple and straightforward. Now, there is something that we need to consider. We need to now consider what we call the show of animation. This block is just static. It's not moving up, it's not moving down, it's not going right, it's not going left, it's not going anywhere. The question is now, how do we begin to empower it with the ability to move up, to move down, to move right, to move left? These are the most important things. And that is what we are going to do